It's time for my April favourites. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I have got my April favourites for you. I haven't been putting out that many videos recently, so we're just gonna go past that and I'm just gonna crack on. And oh, I have actually vlogged this month, so you will be getting a monthly vlog very soon. And yeah, anyway, let's crack on. I've actually got, for my first favourite, something I did mean to mention last time I put a favourites video up, but I actually was sat on it, so I didn't talk about it. And that is the YSL Touche Eclat Neutraliser, and this is in the purple shade. It's like a lavender colour. I really like this for under my eyes. Some people I know like to use orange, and they actually have an orange one as well to cancel out the blue. But I just really like how this like lightens up the underneath of my eyes. And it is a little bit expensive, so it'd be one of those things to like pop on a birthday wish list or treat yourself, because it's not necessary, but I do notice a difference in my face and I quite like it. So I had to mention that one because I knew I'd missed it out. Moving on, sticking with makeup, why not? I just want to give a quick shout out to my favourite brow gel. This is something that I have mentioned before on my channel and on my blog and stuff, and it is the Eyeko Brow Gel. Now this only comes in one shade, but I think it is fairly universal. I never actually finished my original tube, and that's also a good plus. Like I think it's £18, which is quite expensive, but you get the same amount as one of their mascaras, so it really does last you an absolute age. But yeah, I repurchased it and I love it. You have to wipe a little bit of the excess off the brush, which is a little bit annoying, but the product itself is really good and I really like it. So I had to mention that one now that I've got a new tube back in my life. I have got a couple complexion favourites this month. First of all, I've got the Soap & Glory Kick-Ass Concealer. Now, I'm unsure whether they still do this. I know that they're sort of slowly but surely revamping, like I know they're revamping their lip collection, so I don't know if that is then going to stretch across to their other cosmetics products, but this is actually a really good product and I hope they don't get rid of it. Basically what it is, mine's broken. This usually clicks together, but on the top there's some of their setting powder, which is nice. It's fairly standard, I don't hate it, but actually the product I've been loving is the under eye concealer. They have two concealers underneath. One is for spots, which is a lot more rigid and solid, and then they have one for under eyes, which is a lot more creamy, which is what I've hit pan on it this month. So I think that's testament to me really liking it, and I think that looks really nice under my eyes, particularly if you marry it with the YSL. I think they make a really good team. Anyway, so yeah, I've been using this, and I have been using the spot concealer as and when I need it, or sort of the rest of your face concealer, and it is good. So I think this is actually, if you're somebody who likes to carry like a little bit of makeup around with you, I think this would be really good along with the powder in the top. But yeah, I have been loving this. Moving on to something a little bit more expensive, I have got the Kevyn Sculpting Powder. Now this is in light. So the Kevyn Sculpting Powder is nothing new, but they only had one shade, which was actually medium, and they've brought out a lighter shade and a darker shade. I fall under the lighter shade, because I did see the original one, but I just thought it was just a bit too dark for me, because I got rather pale skin. Anyway, so this is light, which is a lot more sort of, I've heard it being called honey toned, which I think is actually pretty accurate. And I like actually applying it with a fan brush. This is a duo fibre fan brush from Real Techniques, but I think it really helps hone in the product exactly where you want it, and then I flip it this way to like blend it out, and I think the pair work really well because the powder is fairly pigmented, but does blend. Actually, it blends fantastically. I just watched it blend away on my hand and I was like, oh, that's so nice. But yeah, it's a really good product. It's, again, quite expensive, but I think this is going to last you, like the amount that you use, this is going to last you a really long time. So if you want to invest and you like contouring, but you want it to be subtle rather than obvious that you contoured, I think this is a really nice one. But yeah, so I have been liking that, and I have one more complexion favourite. I told you I had a few. Actually, I don't have any lip favourites, so maybe I'm evening it out this month. Anyway, my last complexion favourite is the BareMinerals Blemish Remedy powder foundation, like mineral makeup. This one comes with a little, similar to the Chanel Vitalumiere powder foundation and the Tarte one. It's got like a little what would you call it? It's like a piece of netting, and then you can like buff the product into it. I've been not using powder very much recently, and every now and again I'll use it, but actually I like using this in conjunction with the BareMinerals Complexion Rescue. This has been in a favourites video, I believe, right at the beginning of the year, and I'm still loving it and using it, but I do have a couple spots on the side of my face, which, you know, this is just a good complexion even outer, whereas I do need a little bit more coverage, and I get it from this, but it also mattifies my skin. I don't know how much it necessarily aids spots. The Blemish Remedy line is supposed to, you know, aid with the healing and prevention of spots. I can't say I've noticed a particular difference, but I feel like it's better than a powder which inadvertently clogs your pores and makes it worse. So cool, I suppose. And so if you've got particularly acne prone skin and you like your skin to be matte, I think this would be something good. I would say this is a matte powder, but it's not like a completely flat matte. It doesn't make you one-dimensional, it just sort of, you know, takes away that shine. And I set this with a setting spray afterwards, and that combination with a little bit of concealer lasts all day, and I've been liking the way that my skin's looked because of it, and I think it's got something to do with this, so I had to mention it. Moving on to skincare, I've got two skincare favourites. First up is a product from Nip and Fab. This is their Glycolic Fix AHA sort of exfoliating pads. You know the deal. A load of brands do this sort of thing where it's just a little pad which has like a chemical exfoliant on, and it's slightly the pad sort of I want to say like ribbed, so it sort of helps exfoliate your skin. I have been really liking using these. I do have the Pixie Glow Tonic, I'm looking at it right now, and that's good and that's great and I like that, but sometimes, I know this sounds super duper lazy, I can't be bothered to pour it onto a cotton pad just after I've used my cellar water and stuff. And anyway, this is already pre-moistened and ready to go. Good. And I just think it's a really good universal product if you know have any men in your life that you might think might want to use these. I think these are, you know, they're a really non-fuss beauty product, but I do think they do make a difference. So I wanted to mention them, and they're really, it's Nip and Fab, so they're really not all that expensive. Oh my god, I always throw something around every single video. They're really not that expensive, and you can always get them off in Boots, so yes, I had to mention those. I want to say the tubs definitely under a tenner, maybe even under a fiver, but yeah, I've been liking those. And in stark contrast to that, I've got a serum from Kiehl's. This is the Clearly Corrective Dark Spot Solution. Basically, as I've mentioned in my previous favourites, I've been trying to get a hold of my skin. I'm fed up of it being spotty. I'm turning 23 this year. I'm just through. I'm just done with it. I've had enough. And so I'm investing in the products that will help me out, and this is one of them, and it has definitely made a difference to my skin. I want to say this is around £30 this bottle, and you can see I've had this a couple of weeks and you can see how much I've used. I've been using this day and night, and I have really noticed a difference in my skin. Not only have I noticed that I've got less spots coming up in general, but the spots that I do have, because I have quite a lot of hyperpigmentation. Like when I get a spot, one thing I've noticed as I've gotten older, that's so horrible to say, but it's true. The mark that's left behind after a spot lasts a considerable amount of time, which I'm just not about. And I've seen that this definitely reduces the amount of time that is on my face. I'm a really bad spot person. I always pick them, and it's just one of those awful habits that I have. But because I've got this can-do attitude, I feel like this has been helping me out. And yes, I have to recommend this. And my last beauty-esque favourite is this. This is from Real Techniques. This is their cleaning mitt. Would you call this a mitt or palette? I don't know. Basically, this is one of these things. They're not a new concept where you have your brushes and you pop your soap in them and this helps clean out the brushes. I was always a little bit skeptical of these. Like, I just thought it was just an extra product to have and to like spend your money on, quite frankly. I mean, I thought it like would work, but you know, I thought it wouldn't be that much better than your hand. And also I want to say this is like over a tenner, so I was a bit like, do I really want to spend over a tenner on a tiny bit of plastic? But I caved, and I must say I had one brush which I had washed so many times with normal soap, like the soap that I use to clean my brushes. I used the Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, if you're wondering. I'd also used like olive oil and like makeup cleansing oil, and this brush was just not getting clean. And so, like, to really put it to the test, I took my normal soap, the Dr. Bronner's, popped it in this, and it cleaned the brush, which I was like, oh, little do you know, they actually make a difference. I would wait till this goes on offer again. You know, it's one of those things that does go on offer in Boots. I haven't tried their cleaner. That Real Techniques have brought out a cleaner, like a brush cleaner to go with it. I haven't actually tried that out yet, but you do get a free sample with it. So maybe if that works out, I might pick that up, although I've got a lot of Castile soap at the moment, so probably not anytime soon. That was a random little ramble, wasn't it? But yeah, it works. believe the hype or don't think it's a fad. It actually, you know, helped out. Because I think Sigma do one which you can put in your sink and it's massive, but I want to say that's really expensive. So this is very accessible, very easy to get hold of, and not as expensive as that. But yeah, anyway, so I had to mention that one. Moving on to music favourites, I haven't done a playlist this month. Mainly because all I've been listening to is Taking Back Sunday and Ariana Grande. The Taking Back Sunday album in particular that I've been listening to is their eponymous album, or the self-titled album, and it was released I think in like 2011, and when it first came out, I remember it coming out because their album before that, which is called New Again, is my favourite Taking Back Sunday album. And so when they brought their new album out, I was like, obviously like I listened to it, but this was also like 5 years ago. And I just wasn't all that impressed. Like I thought it was fine, I thought it was alright, but I didn't really pay it that much attention. I don't know what got into me. At some point I just decided to give it a whirl because I'd had enough New Again and Louder Now, and I listened to it and I was like, this is fantastic. I have it on repeat. It's just fantastic. Like, I get to the end of the album and I'm just like, boom, play it again. There's no songs that I skip in it. If you're into that sort of music, I would go and have a listen to it because it's fantastic. And Ariana Grande, I don't know where this has come from because she's really not my type of music. Like, I can appreciate a good pop song, and she is just bringing out good pop song after pop song, isn't she? All of the songs that she's brought out recently I've liked. I've actually started listening to, well, like the hits from her previous album, My Everything, and that I've actually learnt to appreciate them too. So Ariana Grande's new album I think comes out at the end of this month, so I'm going to be anticipating that. So yeah, anyway, I also have a mobile game as a favourites without me recommending a mobile game this month. Right guys, this has taken over my life. It's called Angry Birds Pop. Now when you think Angry Birds, I know you're like, Alice, what are you thinking? I know, I was thinking that too. Basically, I love bubble shooter games, like Bubble Bubble, if you remember that arcade game. Like, I love that, that was my jam. And anyway, so I just saw that Angry Birds have released a version, and it's so good. And I'm in love with it. So I had to mention it, and yeah, it's just great. It's just fantastic. So yeah, anyway, that is everything from me. If you have any favourites that you want to talk about, leave them down below. I will be making some more videos this month, I promise. I'm getting my ass in gear. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye!